On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience using Groupon, the good, the bad, the ugly, as a solo esthetician. If you're a small business owner and you've been thinking about using Groupon to help you build your business, then you may want to tune in to today's episode.
Welcome to Ask the Beauty Advisor, a podcast that answers your health and beauty questions. Hosted by health and beauty advisor, Deanna Lynn.
Hello and welcome back. It's been quite a while since I've produced a show, and that's mainly because I've been so busy building a new facial business. And many of you already know my story that I worked for over 10 years ago as an esthetician, quit, and I have been working for the last 7 years as a health and beauty advisor. About 9 months ago, I made the decision to go back to work as a solo esthetician. Today, I'd like to share with you, any of you who are working as a solo esthetician, my thoughts on using Groupon to build your business. Now, this is just something to think about before you consider using Groupon. Keep in mind, lots of estheticians have built a successful business by using Groupon. If you use it right, you can make Groupon work for your business. Today's show comes from an article from a Google search I did, mixed with my own experience with using Groupon. There is a link in the show notes to the original article if you'd like to read the article. So now let's talk about what a Groupon really exactly is, and just in case you've never heard of Groupon. So Groupon is a huge advertising platform that's designed to target local markets. Basically, businesses can use Groupon to promote coupons, discounts, vouchers, and more for services and products that local audiences can purchase. Maybe I should reframe this a little bit so it's more understandable. So now think of Groupon as a glorified middleman. They've got the audience, so they're using their platform, which thousands upon thousands of people check into, to serve your deals, discounts, and more. But there is a catch. Groupon isn't free to use. You've got to pay them for their middleman services. Whether you believe that connection is to a large, ready-to-spend money targeted audience is worth it is totally up to you. You might love it because you're able to attract clients, boost your demand, and potentially get the influx of new clients you've been dying to get. Groupon loves it because the more people that buy from you, the more money they make. It's a bit of a give and take setup, but the overall design is that you pay Groupon to get your name and your deals on their buzzing marketplace with the hopes of drawing in a ton of new clients to your small business. The process of Groupon is pretty straightforward. You create a discount deal or voucher, set it up the way you want it listed on Groupon, and you can even work with certain Groupon campaigns to get featured in their emails. This way they will target your type of audience. Now consumers will spot your deal on the Groupon site and purchase your deal on the Groupon site itself. They collect the money for you. They take a cut right off the top, and then the rest is yours. Groupon can be beneficial for lots of reasons. Not only are you gaining access to a marketplace full of consumers who are ready in the time to buy purchase phase, because people using Groupon are typically already set on purchasing something. But you're also marketing yourself in a way that doesn't really wholly rely on Google's ever-changing algorithms or other SEO specifications. Groupon's formula works by showing users everything on the site within a specific set of search terms and parameters. That means if your business fits somebody's search term, it's going to show up no matter what. Okay, so now let's talk about the good, the bad, and even the ugly part of Groupon. For one thing, it's easy and direct access to ready-to-buy consumers. This is one of the most valuable aspects of Groupon. Even if you're great at your craft, have happy clients, great reviews, etc., that doesn't mean you have access to a market that's full of consumers who are ready to purchase your services. Groupon is essentially a marketplace for people who are often more than not ready to buy. Groupon isn't like Google or Bing or other search engines because it's an international space where consumers go when they're ready, for sure, going to buy. Access to that kind of crowd usually doesn't come around without some sort of middleman assistance. It's a simple way to advertise your business. The cool thing about Groupon is that it works twofold. Not only are you offering a discount to draw in new clients, you're also paying for your name to show up on a site that gets tons of daily traffic. Whether someone decides to purchase your Groupon or not, if they're looking within the same parameters as your deals, they'll see your name, and sometimes just seeing your name is enough to convert a client later. It can help you build a relationship with clients without a ton of effort or resources. With Groupon, you might possibly get the chance to build relationships with clients. Groupon can bring a large influx of new clients in the door. And by building up those relationships, you may be able to convert a solid portion of those newbies into regular clients. It is possible. However, it will cost you big time. At the end of the day, to get a Groupon, you need to offer your services for a substantially discount. And on top of that, Groupon is going to take a chunk of the money off of the top. They're going to take 50%. If you're not really taking the time to map out your services, your time and how these discounts affect your profit margin, you could end up losing a lot of money. The reality of this discount and the deal is that even though they can bring an influx of customers in the door, they're not a foolproof method to turn those newbies into repeat customers. There is no guarantee that your deal is going to be profitable in the long term. And with Groupon keeping a pretty good chunk of that cash, about 50% of the revenue from each deal, there's no guarantee that this short-term reward is worth it. The biggest problem with Groupon is it's a gamble. They have an email list of over 10 million people. And if you contact Groupon to be included on their deal of the day, you can get the word out about your business to millions of people who would otherwise never, ever see your business or you'd never be able to reach. There are usually huge discounts involved, 50% or more to incentivize buyers. And the general idea is that by offering a big discount on your products or services, people will try out your offerings and keep coming back for more. It doesn't necessarily really work that way. On the surface, it sounds like a great way to market your business, and I really was excited about the idea until I thought about it and did some analysis. While Groupon might work for a small subset of local businesses, here's why I don't think Groupon is a good fit for the majority of small businesses out there. If you look at their facts, they give off the impression that running a Groupon campaign is free. They collect the money online from prospective customers, send you a check, and mail out the coupons automatically. What is not really explicitly spelled out is that they take 50% of your revenue as a fee for using their service. So given that most Groupon campaigns offer the end customer around 50% off, let's run some numbers here and see what we come up with. Okay, so let's say your product retails for $100. By giving a 50% discount to the customers, you will only make $50, right? Now, after Groupon takes their cut of 50%, you'll only get $25 for something you would normally charge $100 for. Depending on what your markup is, it better be more than 400%. Otherwise, you could potentially lose money on every single transaction. What really seems so attractive about Groupon is that they run the campaign for you and simply send you a check. It's not until later when you have to fulfill the orders with these ridiculous discounts do you realize how much money you are potentially losing out on. Here are a few more things that you really need to know about Groupon from my experience. I've used Groupon a few times as a customer, and you know what? Both times what stood out in my mind after the purchase was not the business itself, but how great of a deal I got from the product or service. Groupon doesn't make your business memorable. In fact, I remember bragging to a colleague at work about the killer deal I got at this local restaurant and trying to convince them to sign up for Groupon as well. Using Groupon takes the spotlight away from your business. After all, it was Groupon that provided your customer with the coupon and the unbeatable deal. It was Groupon that made your customers' purchase exciting and fun. As a result, customers are more likely to brag about the Groupon and not your business. Groupon can potentially deteriorate the value of your business. Whenever a store offers an incredible deal or discount, there is always this perception that the markup was already ridiculously high. If the company can offer a 50% discount and still make a good profit, then they must be jacking up their prices. Once a customer receives a large discount, it trains them to wait for later coupons and destroys the value of your products and services. While this principle applies to coupons in general, the price erosion caused by Groupon are extremely worse because the discounts are so steep. Groupon also can hurt your loyal customers. Don't you hate it when you're a loyal customer of a product or service only to find that the company started issuing large discounts for new customers only? This happens all the time with cell phone carriers, and it really pisses me off. Using Groupon has a similar effect on your regular and loyal customer base. After all, isn't it your loyal customers that should be getting the discounts and perks? There are two possible outcomes when a regular customer sees one of your Groupons, and both are bad. In one case, your loyal customer could get pissed off and consider shopping with a competitor. But more than likely, your regular customer could buy a lot of your Groupons and only pay a fraction of the price that they would normally spend on your treatments. In effect, you would be losing out on future business with this customer because you would be taking a loss or breaking even on what could have been 4 times the profit. Most of the time, you'll never get a repeat customer or a repeat sale. The sales you generate from Groupon will be a lot less valuable if you cannot use the new relationship to create a new customer or drive additional sales. Since there is such a large discount when the customer uses Groupon, you need to make sure the investment will be worth the cost. And here's another thing I really hate about Groupon. Let's say you sold 50 Groupons and maybe only 25 people used or redeemed that Groupon. What happens to the other 25 people who bought a Groupon and it expired before they redeemed it. Do you get the money? Absolutely not. If the Groupon expires before the client or customer gets a chance to use it, Groupon keeps the money. And it's been my experience that 10% of the people who buy one of your Groupons never end up using it. To sum it up, I think of Groupon as a shortcut with major consequences. The attraction is that you'll get lots of customers up front, but once everything is said and done, you've lost a lot of money and the long-term benefits are questionable. My general philosophy in business is to focus on the long term instead of trying to get a one-time flood of customers. Why not put forth your effort on making your business stand out? In my opinion, you should be the store that everybody wants to shop at because you're so awesome, not because of a coupon. Be the store that offers the best customer service. Be the store that gives customers the best shopping or service experience. Giving a one-time discount isn't going to win over any followers. A one-time customer who buys nothing extra is the worst situation for a small business owner because you are basically giving your products or services away for free. Be prepared. Many Groupon customers are in it for the deal with no intentions to come back or purchase more than the coupon is worth. So you should set up your store or business accordingly. Prepare your salespeople or yourself to bring their A game and to sell an extra product to the customer aggressively. If you aren't willing to sell more than what the coupon is worth, you're losing money. Service-oriented businesses might consider offering an incentive for a customer to sign up for another appointment right there on the spot. That's just one of several things I've learned by using Groupon. Next time I'll share with you my tips on how you can make Groupon work for your business. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe.